Okay, so we've just arrived at our anchorage in Las Perlas. We've put a few things away, did the dishes from the sail, cleaned the fish, and now we just blew up our floaties. We're gonna have a little floaty party, and of course we just had an anchor beer.
He goes chasing waterfalls, won't stop until he hears that curtain calling. Yeah. When he's calling, he's a short-tempered ADD problem kid. Never could know or see where the problem is. His crazy mind. Yeah. Just he sits still for story time.
Now that the hook's dropped and we're finally in Las Perlas, we're super excited to get to shore and walk the beaches and see what we can find.
It's pretty amazing to get to explore a beach that has no other people on it.
It's nice that we got here early enough that we can still go on land and check out the islands that we've heard so much about. The Las Perlas Islands are a bunch of islands grouped just south of Panama near Panama City. And it's completely different than the other side of Panama with the San Blas. That's super crowded and there's lots of boats. But here, we're only seeing a couple other boats and there's no one on the islands. Dale, were you scared?
Yeah, when the rock hit my foot. I thought it was a monster. Look at this. What is it?
Oh, it's totally like a boat slash surfboard slash boat.
We spend the rest of the afternoon wandering the beaches, checking out what's in the sand, and basically just exploring and having a nice relaxing time with Barry.
The shoreline's pretty cool with having rocks that aren't razor sharp that you can actually walk on. And with the 5-meter tides, it's a huge variance of having the water up or down because you either have no beach at all or this massive, huge long beach. It's so sunny here. Compared to Linton Bay, it was raining every single day almost all the time. And it's beautiful here. There's barely a cloud in the sky. We're on the same page with Barry. We've always got time for an ice-cold beer break!
Wanna sit down on the tree? I can sit back there, it looks fine.
Good job, you still up here.
I don't have one yet. The ground went out under me.
Oh, sorry, I was ahead of you. I couldn't wait.
Cheers.
With no one else really coming to this island, we're really excited to see if we can find any treasures that have washed up on shore. Oh, and there's limestone? Yes, it's a great idea! Oh! Ah!
Is that a whalebone?
I don't know.
Show us, Dale.
The big bone.
Inappropriate! Flip it around. Looks like a dinosaur jaw. Climbing around on all these rocks with Barry, you really get to appreciate how much he loves his rocks. He's always picking them up and talking about them.
After a few hours of exploring on the beach, we all hop back in the dinghy because we have to head back to Barry's boat since we're invited over to another boat for sundowners tonight. Once we get back to White Shadow, we get our little bag of beers and our cooler ready and some food to take over. And we head over to another boat, have some supper, and then head back to White Shadow for a good night's rest. So we're just pulling up the hook. We're gonna switch anchorages and go to a spot with a better beach and snorkeling. Since the tides are so drastic on the Pacific side of Panama, it makes it difficult to navigate the waters, especially in and around the islands. So Barry has to spend a lot of the time down below navigating the charts to make sure that we don't run aground.
If you would have told me a year ago that we'd be sailing away from the beautiful island and I'd be really excited on where we're going next, I definitely wouldn't believe you.
Within a few hours, we got to the new anchorage, and this is a spot where we've heard that the water is crystal clear, so we can actually hop in, snorkel, and hopefully see our first Pacific fish and Pacific corals.
But first things first, we gotta dive down and check the anchor and make sure we have a good holding. And then we can go explore.
So I wanna tell this truthful if I'm able. Kiss your friend to get a free drink and a seat at the table. Before that I drank a pitcher course, cause I thought it was ironic that I danced with a couple strangers while I felt your eyes watching. Maybe huntingly hope they were. To be honest, I'm not even sure. I wonder if you think me absurd, if you ever heard these words, which be fine, cause I honestly don't expect for you to call, if you to text, ever hear from you again. You offer your number, but I gave you mine instead. But perhaps I misspoke, 1,000 thoughts run through my head. Then I become more sure of this, more I recollect. Then I fear my mistake is one perhaps we'll both regret.
There's a ton of pufferfish hanging out right on our anchor chain, and we do have a good holding, so everything's okay and we're ready to roll.
Since Barry's still on the boat, we sent him the OK signal to let him know that the anchor's hooked, and then we start to head back to the boat.
While I'm diving down to grab some footage of the pufferfish on the anchor chain, I notice there's a leak on the camera case, so it's total panic mode to get the camera out of the water and out of the case, and hopefully we can save it.
Yeah, can I pass you this and you can go around?
Yeah, not completely wet, still working.
Save water, drink beer.
When we're hanging out on White Shadow, when the sun goes down,
The beers come out.
so we didn't get a lot of footage yesterday because as soon as we hopped in the water to check the anchor, the GoPro case actually flooded. There's a crack inside that you can kind of see here. The crack was there for a while and it's never leaked. But yesterday we got water in the case, so the GoPro had a sleepover and a bucket of rice overnight, and right now it's working. So fingers crossed it keeps working for the rest of our trip to Las Perlas because we're already down a GoPro.
We're washing the seawater to save water, and we're just kind of scrubbing all the dishes, so we'll go inside and rinse them off.
screen! Really hot. Drank all of these last night.
Okay, so after the dinghy mishap the other night, I just have a little cut left. My swelling has gone down, and my sunglasses broke, which is covering my little bobo. So, yeah, I feel better.
So we're pulling up the hook and we're leaving this anchorage to go find some Wi-Fi so Barry can upload his latest video.
On Adventures of an Old Seadog.
Adventures of an Old Seadog's gonna upload their new video, so. But we might come back here afterwards because it's really pretty.
So for the Wi-Fi, we're heading to the only island we know of with cell phone service, Contadora, which we've heard lots about. Apparently, the only spot to anchor is right off of a nudist beach.
Yeah. So we're taking off from this anchorage to head to our next one because we are done with the internet. So the next spot should be cool. We can walk around the island and do a bunch of diving, so that'll be fun.
Single-handed sailing looks like it's a lot of work. Barry has to be in a lot of places at once, and he just has it down pat. He's been doing it for quite a while.
While anchored here at Contadora using the internet, Barry's planned out our next 3 anchorages that we're going to visit, all on the Las Perlas Islands, that we get to check out a whole bunch of different islands.
So we just started sailing. We've got Justin at the helm, and I'm down below making some pancakes. Da-na-na-na.
Going to plan B because we got to 1.5 meters of water, so we backed out of there and now we're going to a different anchorage.
You couldn't ask for a better day to sail. It's super sunny out, the wind's pretty good.
We're having a blast hanging out with Barry for the week. We're pretty glad that Kevin from SV Quantum didn't need us this week and was delayed so that we were able to have this extra time in Las Perlas.
Whoa, did you see that mahi jump?
What? No.
Look at him.
Whoa, yeah. No, don't put your lines in now.
So since our first spot that we wanted to anchor is a bust because it was a little too shallow to get in there, we have to go through a channel to get to the next spot. But right now it's low tide and it's almost completely dry at low tide. So we have to wait for the tide to go up to motor through the channel to get to our hopeful anchorage. The tide's up and we're going through the channel, but it's really stressful because we've hit 1.5 meters a couple times now and we may have rubbed bottom on a couple sandbars, but we're slowly but surely making our way through the channel between the 2 islands.
When we pulled up the anchor this morning to switch spots, we thought it would only be about a half hour to an hour sail, but with the tide so low and every anchorage we tried to go to, it's been a full day of sailing, so we're pretty excited to get to the anchorage for the night.
it.
People are going to think we're alcoholics, but we're not. The customers anchor beers, and we deserve an anchor beer.
We made it to our new anchorage, which was stressful to get to, but now we're going to go to shore. But unfortunately, you guys can't come with us because we're missing our waterproof camera, so I'll tell you all about it when we get back.
Thank you for watching. You're also amazing for supporting us and making these videos. You can become a patron to help out even more at patreon.com/DJsDives.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. We have a new video every Sunday morning.
If you want to check out Barry's videos, you can find him at Adventures of an Old Seadog on YouTube. See you
next
week.
week.